Our next guest is the captain of this Fighting Irish basketball team, Scott Martin, who has also had a very good year. Scott, we're not terribly formal here. Just come on up, put on your headset, and take us back to when you guys were sitting over there. We haven't shown the reaction yet. I know, folks, we promised you we'd show the reaction at some point, and it really wasn't much of a reaction because you guys knew you were in. You've been businesslike all year. You kind of just wanted to know what your assignment was. So when you saw Xavier up there, what did you think?
We were excited, first of all, just to be in, the steps we've made this year. We're just happy to be here and be, on the show and getting in. So we're definitely excited to play them. They're a very good team. They've had some ups and downs this year, but they have a lot of talent, and it's going to be a good game, hopefully.
Scott, over the years, have you faced some of these older guys from this Xavier group at all? Kenny Freeze, the big guy, the guards, Holloway, and also Lyons, all older guys.
Yeah, I actually haven't. I actually lost to Xavier in the tournament at Purdue my freshman year, but that was all a little bit before their time. So I haven't played this group, but I've played Xavier before, and, from what I remember, they were tough, and they were men. And I think that's why they beat us that day is because, they were men and we were boys. And we were all, freshmen or sophomores. So we know that going in they're going to be tough, and it's going to be a physical game.
They were picked very highly in the preseason. Some even said they were a dark horse Final Four candidate. They went through some troubles. The brawl with Cincinnati is well documented, but they've beaten some very good teams, made a late season run. What are you guys going to have to do to beat them?
I think it goes back to our principles we've had all year and getting on the boards and making sure, they get one chance every possession, and that's it, and just keep playing our defense the way we've been playing, and getting a nice little flow offensively wouldn't hurt anything either. So,
Coach talked about that when you guys get back out on the practice floor tomorrow, that he wants you guys to play to help you get in that offensive flow again. Mm-hmm. How do you feel about that?
I think Coach is right on. I think that's what we need to focus on is getting ourselves in an offensive flow and getting that confidence back that we had earlier in the year. So, I think we're a little down on ourselves right now and frustrated with the way New York went for us. So, I think and the great thing is we play on Friday instead of Thursday, so that's one extra day of practice to kind of get there and iron some stuff out.
You've had a terrific year, both individually and as a team. Few people thought 2 months ago that you'd be not only here on Sunday, but knowing coming in this building that you were going to be in with no suspense. That said, though, I know there's nobody on this team that's like, well, we've had a good year, so it doesn't matter. You're very hungry to make some noise in this tournament.
Yeah, absolutely. I think you're crazy if you're not hungry to make noise in the NCAA tournament. So. And I think it goes back again to the way we play in New York. We were not happy with ourselves and the way we performed out there. So we got a little bit of a chip on our shoulder to come out and play as tough and as hard as we can and hopefully get a win.
Scott, you've become so versatile over your career and most recently the terrific numbers that you've put up on that defensive backboard. But also, and especially even early the other night in that game against Louisville, I thought you were in a great rhythm offensively, made a couple shots early. Certainly their pressure bothered you. But for you individually, what do you feel you have to do the most to help this team on both ends of the floor when you guys head down south?
Yeah, I think what's going to be important is the defensive rebounding. I think that's going to be very, very important. But I think also I think it'd be more aggressively offensively. And if I can do that and kind of, it gives us one more scoring threat that we don't normally have. So, I think if I'm able to hit shots, then, it gets other guys going too. And like we always talk about, shooting's kind of contagious. So if one guy starts hitting, then everybody starts feeling a little better, and then we get rolling from there. So, hopefully we can get going with that and get in a little bit of rhythm. I think that's going to be important for us.
You're averaging just under 10 points a game, even though I know you like to be called a guard. You're one of the leading rebounders in all of the Big East. And while you didn't bring home any hardware from New York, and a number of your teammates got various accolades, I think Coach probably gives you the highest possible honor when he says flat out, you are the leader of this team on and off the floor. So what do you believe that responsibility entails? Are you a leader on this team?
I just, I think the most important thing is leading through example. I think you have to go out and work hard every day, and I think that if the younger guys see you doing that it'll kind of, rub off on them a little bit. So. And I think, especially when Abra went down and it was kind of I was the lone senior out there, it was more important for me to be more vocal. And I tried to really step into that role. It was something I had done before. I was really never more, I was more of a kind of just do it and go with it from, that kind of mindset. But I really try to be more vocal and push people a little bit more than I had in the past.
Scott, to see you on the floor, especially in critical situations, 3 minutes and less, and both fists clenched and imploring the guys in that huddle to just make more and more plays. I just think you have really relished that role and loved that role, and love to see that a couple more nights out there this year.
Absolutely. That's the best part of the game. That's what you play for is the last 3 minutes. And I'm about as competitive as they come, so I really don't want to lose. So I'm just, trying to push and trying to press the right buttons to get everybody fired up. These last 3 minutes are going to be ours, that sort of thing. So, and I don't want it to end. I don't want it to ever end. So just keep going with that.
As much as you say that you are so competitive, you don't always show it on the floor like that other guy from the region that played here a couple years before you who had that maniacal look. I think you do it just as much, but in a little different way.
Yeah. My personality is a bit more laid back. I don't really wear my emotions on my sleeve as much, especially as much as Luke did. So, but I want it just as bad.
Absolutely.
You can't mistake my lack of rah-rah for not wanting it, but it's just something I think you're born with, and I think I have it anyway, so we'll go with that.
Absolutely you do. Absolutely you do. I've seen it too many years.
And you also hold the distinction as having more NCAA tournament experience than anybody else on this team. I mean, we pointed out in New York, 2 of your key guys, and Connaughton and Grant playing in postseason for the first time. But for you, you've been there. You know what it takes, and I also know you haven't had as much success as you would have liked. So are you the lead hunger creator on this team right now, saying, hey, guys, it's time for Notre Dame to take that next step?
I think as a senior you have to be, especially, this could be my last chance to ever play in the NCAA tournament. And, I want to go out, in grand fashion, I guess. So, but, yeah, I think it is important that I kind of share and I kind of, again, go back to leading by example, and that, we have to be ready to go right from the get-go. And, we're playing a very, very good team. And you can't take any plays off in the tournament, or else you're going home and it's over.
All right, well, get some rest, because tonight's going to be your last slow night for the next, hopefully, at least 2 or maybe even 3 weeks. Thank you very much, Scott.
Thank you.
Captain Scott Martin of the Fighting Irish. And